Let's get to it. We're going to Mexicali. Alexandro Aguilar, Gabriel Villanueva. Villanueva in the white goes down. We want you to keep an eye on the referee, Raul Porata, waiting to see if he could stop it. You can see Alex Villanueva in all sorts of problems here.
Yes, there's body shots, knees. Raul Porata looking very close, warning his fighter that he has to fight back. And wow. I love the face of focus, his tongue out, Raul Porata.
No complaints from Villanueva as he shakes it off. This was the right stoppage. It was just a matter of time.
Yes, he was definitely stunned, and on to our next fight.
Ernesto Quiroga and Ivan Perez. Now, Quiroga will show you what he did earlier. He taps out here to Ivan Perez, and he turns to referee Mike Beltran and said, I submitted him earlier. You didn't see the tap.
Yeah, well, a little too late for complaints there. He was submitted, rear naked chokes out, and that tap was obvious.
It's an arm bar. Was there a tap?
Let's take a look. His arm is definitely extended.
I would have tapped out.
But we didn't see a very obvious tap. I think there was a moment where he brushed up against his leg, but when you're in an MMA fight, the tap has to be aggressive, get me out of this submission, and we did not see that from him.
And Quiroga let go before Beltran said he tapped out, which he didn't.
Now we get some debate between these two.
Good
a
communication.
little too late, but on to our next one.
Omar Torres, Jose Ochoa. Now you see Ochoa get the kick in. Now, there's a complaint here, but I thought that Ochoa said, I knocked him out. He's like walking up. Porata says, I thought you did the same as well.
And he immediately got up after being sat down. I mean, the opponent definitely thought that it was a knockout, but I think that's on Raul Porata to say, hey, he's getting up. We should keep going. But again, sometimes you can't tell in those moments.
This was a classic. Eric Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, the Korean gangster, elbow after elbow. And Mike Beltran is talking there, probably looking for a response from the gangster. Didn't get it. Fight's over.
And that's the issue when you're face down and the referee can't see what's going on. You have to be actively trying to get out of a bad position. You can't just keep eating strikes and think that the referee is going to let it continue on.
And again, good communication, explaining to the fighters why and how that happened. This is Ulysses Palomares. He's getting beat up by Eric Garibay. And watch this knee, Alex.
Ooh! That was a good stoppage.
Not
Look
as
at
good
how
as
stunned he was.
Not as good as Porata's intervention, though.
Oh my gosh, this clip went absolutely viral. Raul Porata, when he goes in to stop a fight, he just goes full on football tackle here. I'm a little bit worried that one of these days he's going to land in the wrong place, but luckily no one was injured. And wow, what a great stoppage. That knee, though. Ooh.
He's there to protect the fighters, and he certainly did that from further damage. We'll be back with more Best of Combate Global. Looking at our great female fighters coming your way soon. We begin with Eduardo Osuna in the black trunks taking on Andy Perez. Now, we were there. I called this fight. Eduardo Osuna clearly won, but Andy Perez didn't get the memo, though.
A great war in the energy inside that stadium. You gotta love it. And Andy feeling like the energy is going in his direction. Big smile on his face.
And then the smile's gone.
An utter shock. It's crazy how much your perception inside La Jaula can differ from the reality of the judges' scorecards.
This is Bataran Askavlan in red fighting Alex Arredondo. And this is where you got to learn the rules. Look at the elbows.
Ooh.
You're not supposed to hit it when a fighter's grounded, but you're not supposed to hit the back of the neck like that.
Yeah, never hit the back of the head. You could see the referee saying something like, hey, don't hit the back of the head, but he just kept going.
He thought he won, Alex Arredondo. Big win for him, but then he's getting the confirmation from the referee. It ain't going his way.
Upset about it. But that's definitely an obvious rule that they have basically across all MMA promotions. Don't hit in the back of the head. Big win over here. Rightfully deserved. And wow, nothing gets crazier than this one, though.
Yes, Mariel Seliman, who is a big star in Combate in the black. She was winning this fight against Jasmine Navarrete, and then she just lost her bearings, went with the headbutt.
And Mariel Seliman is a very feisty Venezuelan. Everyone that she gets into La Jaula with, she either comes in with beef or she leaves La Jaula with beef. We've seen it with Tyler Schaefer, we've seen it with La Loba, and I'm sure this girl is not a big fan of Mariel Seliman after headbutting her like that.
In a dominant position, while Navarrete was clearly on the ground. But you know what I appreciate about Mariel Seliman? She's unapologetic.
Yes,
She's like, I did what I did. and I live with the consequences.
Even when her opponent goes up to her to say, hey, let's shake hands, she was not having it. She was not happy with the decision. Oh my
Take your victory and get out of here. This is Christopher Ewart and Jimmy Pace Jr. From Kimbo Slice lineage. This fight, you see the score. Remember, open scoring. It's going Ewart's. Jimmy Pace thought he was having it, and he bloodied up Ewart in this fight, had a couple good takedowns.
And there was a lot of animosity headed into this fight because of the face-off. Jimbo Slice loves to be very animated, very theatrical in trying to get into the face of his opponents. And so there was a lot riding on this fight. Jimmy Pace was undefeated coming in too, so he was not prepared to take an L against the Chileno Christopher Ewart.
Ewart bloodied up. I mean, just the visuals here, it would suggest that Jimmy Pace was winning this.
But it was towards the end of the fight that Jimmy Pace really slowed down, and I think that's what got the nod to Christopher Ewart, Pablo Burgos, his fellow Chilean friend there, and now he gets in the face of Asim Zaidi, Jimmy Pace. But towards the end, they do have some mutual respect. He kneels down, so it was nice to see a little bit of camaraderie after the blooded heat war between them cooled off.
A good wave of the Chilean flag, but he looked completely surprised by the result, Ewart. Much more Combate Global coming your way. We will look ahead to what is on tap in 2024. We're going to look at some controversial moments. Two really good fighters. John Castañeda in the red, Marcelo Rojo, the Argentine. Castañeda chokes him out and then ends it by using Rojo's T-Rex celebration.
Whoa. I feel like that's what you look like in the morning, Max.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Sexy Mexi getting it done. What a celebration. A great, well-executed arm triangle completely knocks him out.
Sexy Mexi's had an incredible career. He's, at last check, 7 fights in UFC after parting ways with Combate, but that's a pretty good imitation. But usually that's what Rojo does. He can't be too thrilled about it.
Wow. What a slap to the face. You put him to sleep and then you take his celebratory stick. That is a disgrace. But look at these two. Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor entering Combate Global Jaula.
He was a stripper back in the day. So, ladies or gentlemen, whoever, get your dollar bills out.
That is some magic Mike in
NSFW.
motion. I mean, I couldn't even imagine commentating that. Action by action, the hip gyration from Pretty Boy Taylor. Really letting him know that he is ready to make even more money after this event.
No half measures from him. He goes all out. Wow. Licking his lips, rolling his hips.
There's a theme here. He really works it.
He's pretty.
And he's really gotten into more influencer boxing, which is kind of the outrageous look that you need. And this is very on par with what he does.
Daniel Rodriguez on the right, Joel Champion. This is early in the days of Combate number 13.
Oh my God, is he on skis, slipping and sliding like Bambi on some ice?
D-Rod, big punches. These are some big dudes. Fight gets stopped, the Champion's like, wait a minute, I'm fine. I'm fine.
D-Rod celebrating, just got off of a huge fight with Kelvin Gastelum, really worked his way to the top of the division, and now this guy's throwing a hissy fit.
But look what he does here. I mean, he's upset, and then he just clears the jaula in like one step.
Oh my gosh, the emotion. I mean, what did you think? Did you think it was a little early?
Yeah, here he goes. Look at that.
I'm out.
Hasta mañana.
Meet me outside. We'll do this again. Round 3.
Going to valet.
D-Rod's like, I'll take that win.
I don't know where he's got his parking ticket stub. D-Rod says bye.
What a moment. D-Rod is definitely a beast. Oh my gosh, he came back though.
Good.
He's like, we still have to call it.
He's still upset though. D-Rod was dominant there.